So life lessons with Pom Pom number 2. I was thinking about how when Pom Pom likes to come next to me for head rubs or for cuddles on the floor, he doesn't often move backward. So if I'm further forwards than he is, lying down further forwards than he is, he won't then, if he's up and move forward, he won't then move backwards to be in line with me. What he'll do is he'll go round, come back, and then align himself with me. So he does this little loop thing. So he does sometimes go backwards if he gets himself between two boxes or something and there's not enough space to turn around. You'll then have the hilarious footage of him butt shuffling his way out of the space, which is really funny to see. He's like, oh, I'm stuck, I've got to butt shuffle my way back. But he won't really sort of walk backwards to align himself with me or with what he wants to do. He'll go round and then he'll find that thing. So the fact of him not moving backwards and doing this round thing got me to thinking of a saying that you may have heard of don't look back, you're not going that way. So the idea is that your past, whatever's happened, is there. You are facing this way, and instead of looking back or going back, you're doing like Pom Pom, you're doing a little round thing and then you're coming back to where you are or further forwards, and you're always facing that forward direction, whatever you're doing. So Pom Pom will sometimes look back if someone's coming to give him medication. He'll look over his shoulder. If he wants to tell me he wants a floor cuddle, he'll go and get ready to lie down and look back over his shoulder at me, or look back over his shoulder at me to say, come on, follow me. So he will look back for things if he's aware of his present surroundings, or for something nice, he'll look back. But he's not looking back at the past, if that makes sense. So it's just a little picture using bunny things that I've seen to talk about us looking back at the past and things that have maybe hurt us, maybe frightened us in the past, that are there. Now I remember when I was a lot younger watching The Lion King, a spin-off series, Timon and Pumbaa and their adventures around the world. And one of the sayings I always remembered from when I was younger was Timon saying, as a cartoon, Timon saying, put your behind in your past, sitting there in it, and your past behind you. So it's just a little funny anecdote, but it's basically to say that your past, once it's behind you, it needs to be left there, it needs to stay there. Now that past may be an ancient past, it might be from childhood, it might be a more recent past, something that happened last week that's particularly traumatic, or something that's affected you in life. But whatever it is, that thing there is there, and it's about looking forward and going forward in the motion of moving forwards, or doing that going round thing and then looking forwards rather than looking back. There is also something to be said by the fact that if we are looking forwards and we are moving forwards and we're constantly in that forward motion, that thing in the past there will eventually become smaller, because the more further you move forwards, the further behind that is. So when you do look back then, that's going to be smaller and more in the distance, and it's not going to be as scary and as dominating as it was perhaps when you first started after it happened. So it may even be something that happened at work yesterday that's very stressful, and the more we move forward from that, the less that thing is going to be there, the less it's going to be big when you look back at it, because you're over here and it's physically over there, and the less it's going to cast a shadow onto you because you're moving away from that area where the shadow is next to where the past is. If you think of the past as my hand casting a shadow, you're moving forwards, you're going further and further away from that shadow and further away from the past. So it's just a little thing that when I look at Pom Pom, I sometimes look at what he does and his behaviours, and I like to think, well, actually, that's kind of a bit of a lesson to me, because, you know, that's kind of a lesson that you don't go back all the time. You just do this like round thing that you come and you carry on moving in that direction. So just a little thought on life lessons with Pom Pom. Don't look back. You're not going that way. Keep moving forwards.